Hello, this is SMCrotty here with ProgamingTours.net, bringing you the new Sejuani as of 2013 Season 3. As you see, I am Sejuani in the middle. I am just playing a friendly game versus my friend Leoin, who is an amazing player. And basically, what are the new changes to Sejuani compared to the old Sejuani? The number one change is her passive. I guess they didn't like you hit an enemy and it slows them down by 10%. I guess they just didn't like it. Maybe she wasn't tanky enough because they changed her passive to be frost armor. In armor, basically, whenever you hit an enemy, meaning your champion, you gain bonus armor and it reduces the slow effect, basically, on you. So basically it makes you more tanky. You get more armor and any disable slowing effects aren't as effective. And our next ability would be her Q, her Altic Assault. It is still your little piggy or whatever you call this thing. War battle thing. I'm just going to call it my little piggy. And basically it's the same thing. You charge in, applies frost to the enemies that you hit. This isn't an AoE effect applies to all the enemies, but it's basically the enemies that you hit. They limited that down by a lot because I think that QE combo was a little bit much. I don't know. But the difference between this is it not only does it knock up the minions that you run through, but whenever you hit a champion, it will stop on the champion. And of course that knocks him up, which is a wonderful short, almost a second stun, which is wonderful, especially if you're under the tower, and it's very useful. For example, I brought Smite if you're jungling, catch them a little bit over pushed, and you Q it and use that Arctic Assault, then you can use the various other combos there, and that would do a decent amount of damage. Her next ability is called Flail of the Northern Winds. So what's different about this than the old W? The old Flail of the Winds, when it just did that constant AoE effect. What's different? The difference between this is that what this does is I'm going to hit my flail, and the next damage I do does damage. It does a certain number of burst damage, and then she starts swinging her, I guess you call that a ball and chain mace thing. So I hit it, and then it starts going for 4 seconds. I just start swinging my ability, and that applies frost to the enemy it does hit. So let's talk about permafrost. It is pretty much the same exact as the old permafrost, except basically there's a small little difference in the percentages and the damage, but pretty much it's the same. So I'm going to Q in, and I'm going to E her, slowing her movement speed by quite a bit. Is not as much as your old one, but it is still pretty decent. So that's wonderful. So it's pretty much the same, and her ulti is pretty much the same. The only difference is, if it reaches its maximum range and it hasn't hit a champion, it actually needs to hit someone. It's not just everything in the range. It actually needs to hit something. So basically, if I Q in and I ult her, she's frozen, nearby enemies are frozen. If it doesn't hit anything, it will just slow everything, but it slows them by 90%. So it still is pretty decent, but of course the stun is better. Sejuani is a very useful champion. She's pretty much recommended for the jungle play, or at least by, that's what Riot says. For me, she can do a little bit of a top player, but there's a couple of champions that can really counter her. So, play her as you like. That is a new Sejuani. My name is SMCrotty from Programming Tours, and I want to show you last but not least, of course, the emotes.
Who wants a treat? Bristle wants a treat? Not until we trampled our foes to dust! Flee like the cowards you are!
I like that dance.
Can you smell coward, Bristle? Get him!
Well, thank you. My name is SMCrotty, and I hope you tune in next time.